Hey everybody, this is the Classic Tycoon here, back for episode 6 of the Dynamite Dunes Let's Play series, and this is starting to get a little bit longer of a series than the Forest Frontiers, and that's alright. That's a good, it's a longer objective time, so we're going to keep going at this thing. We'll see if we make it all the way through year 3. Or if I decide to speed up, I don't know. I'm not making any commitments right now. But in the last episode, I built these Go Karts here, and now I'm just testing them out. You can see I'm just checking out the car 1 camera here. Make sure that everything's going good. And one thing you'll notice about the Go Karts is that when you have the number of laps set to whatever you have it at, now the excitement rating on that was a 2.62. I'm not happy with that, so I'm going to increase the laps to 3. I had it at 2. But whatever racer finishes first gets an extra lap to go through. I don't know why the game did that, but I think it's a pretty decent design because usually cart number 1 catches up to the very last cart anyways. So it kind of makes the whole ride end together. So I wasn't happy with that excitement rating. Usually having an extra lap will increase the excitement rating, but what I don't like is that it makes the ride wait times a little bit longer. We can do some things to remedy that as well. So we'll go ahead and let this test again. You'll see cart 1. If you notice, it is the black cart there. He is far out in front, and so he's going to finish a long time before a lot of those other carts. And so what you'll notice is that when all the other carts are slowing to a stop after lap 3, the black cart will continue to go. And I have sped this up to double time to shorten the length of the video and make this process not so boring to watch. You can see that the car number 1, or the black car, actually passed the first car. Or sorry, the car that was in last place. The excitement rating jumped up by about 2.2. Still, I'm kind of disappointed with the excitement rating in these go-karts. I really thought that it would be higher, so that's unfortunate. But it is what it is. I already built it. I already did all the underground stuff. I'm not going to change anything. I'm going to add a little bit of scenery to make up for that. Change the ride entrance to a space theme. I think that looks pretty good with the go-karts. But other than that, there's not much you can do. Another thing that I was concerned about is the ride or the line wait time. So I'm going to go ahead and put some Q-line TVs. Now I don't know 100% sure. This is something I've always done for either really long rides or rides that have long queue lines that get really full. And so I always put Q-line or QTVs. And then another thing you can do here is hire an entertainer. You see I look through the different entertainer costumes there. They've got a panda, a tiger, an elephant, and then depending on what kind of scenery themings you have, I also had a Roman one, and there's like up to 10 or 11 of those things that you can have. So I put that guy in the line, and then I assign him a specific area to keep him inside the queue line. And the entertainer really, really helps the guests stay happy in the line. And so that's going to keep them plenty happy. They won't mind waiting so long if that entertainer is in there. And that is a huge help. That's what I use entertainers for. They won't do much, really, if you just let them wander the park, honestly. So that's what I do there. And that's going to keep people, again, happy. And then what I'm going to do here is just build some scenery. For the ride, I put some palm trees around, and then I will put some cacti around there as well as soon as I find them in this here. Just throw some of those around. I'm hoping that this affects the ride excitement rating, and it usually does. especially for roller coasters. If you can have lots of trees around your roller coasters, it'll really boost up the excitement rating. And then I just add some fountains there for an extra little touch. And the excitement rating went up by 0.02. So, not really worth it, but see, people are already in line for the go-karts. Guests really love go-karts in this game. It's unfortunate that the excitement rating was so low. I'm pretty disappointed in that. But, you know, I adjusted the ride price, and look at that. I just paid off the loan. Something we weren't able to do in the Forest Frontiers Let's Play. Now I noticed that I wasn't paying attention much to the guests, and the guest in the park has kind of gone down. That's typical in a park that is rides pay per ride as opposed to pay for the entrance, because people won't typically stay in the park very long because they spend all their money and then they leave. And especially if you don't have a cash machine available to you, they're going to leave. So I'm going to go ahead and start an advertising campaign. I almost always do it for a ride. If I don't do it for a ride, I usually do it for the park. And this, I really want guests, and I sometimes run all four at once, and that will bring a ton of guests into the park. Now, I just wanted to do some maintenance things as well in this episode. In the last episode, I remember I forgot to fix a block of pathway, and I'm going to go ahead and do that now. You don't want blocks of pathway in your park, because if you have 2x2 blocks, the guests will get confused by them, and you don't want that. So I'll fix that, and then I also noticed some trash bins here that were broken, so I'm going to go ahead and fix those up real quick. Take a quick look around, but I don't see any other problems as far as broken trash bins or benches. But I am going to build a couple benches here at the exit of the Dynamite Blaster, because people get sick coming off that, and they want a place to sit down. Another thing I notice here is that the merry-go-round and the twist and shout have broken down at the same time, and that concerned me a little bit because of the mechanics and making sure we have enough to get to every job. But a mechanic fixed that merry-go-round very quickly, and the other two are just walking around. They're not even expecting rides right now, so I think we're still good on mechanics. Desert Storm, I'm going to check out a little bit, see how it's doing, because the ride length, or the line length, is never very long for it. But that just means the guests are continually being able to jump onto the roller coaster and not have to wait, which is okay. I kind of like having the guests in long lines and seeing just what that looks like aesthetically. And that's probably a problem. It's probably best to have your lines not long and have guests just filter in quickly, because it makes them happier to just be able to hop on a ride. But so I'm going to leave it. Otherwise, if I was just playing this and not trying to give advice on anything, I would probably delete one of the trains, and that will make that queue line build up and make guests wait in line. And it's like real life. You don't want to wait in line for a roller coaster. You get excited when the line is short, but for some reason I like to see the guests have long lines. Now, the next thing I'm going to do here that's going to boost the excitement rating of the roller coaster is to build a top spin here right next to the roller coaster. And I kind of decide where to put the entrance and the exit. I decided to put the entrance on the left of the ride and the exit on the right of the ride here. Now, the top spin, the nice thing about a top spin is you basically can get 3 rides out of it. You can see I've gone into the settings, and there's 3 modes: beginner, berserk, and I believe insane or intense, something like that. And that gives you 3 rides in one, because you can build 1 beginner mode, 1 berserk, and 1 insane mode. And then you can have essentially 3 different rides out of 1 thrill ride there. and I do that very often. So there we go. I opened it up. There, I'm going to make the no entryway to the exit. Now I'm going to rename it, and I end up renaming it to Cliffhanger. I have a ride just like this one in the my local theme park, and so I often go with the name Cliffhanger for this. And I put level 1 because I might build other ones later. I'm not sure. I don't know what kind of room we have in the park, but we might make some room in the back right area behind the Dynamite blaster later on. I'm going to build lots of benches coming out of the exit here because this ride's nausea rating, whatever you pronounce it, is high. And so guests are going to get sick on this ride a lot more often than other rides. So make sure to build park benches if you can, or if you can as well, sometimes for rides that are really bad, or not really bad, but have really high nausea ratings, I will put a medic center or a medic clinic, whatever it's called, if they're available. There aren't any in this one though, so gonna have to just put benches. Park rating is at 912. That's the highest I've seen it since we started, so that's great. Starting to climb up there. My goal is always to have it at 999, but that almost always takes a while. I've talked about that before in this series. It takes a while to get it to 999. Finances look great. We're at $3,000, and we paid back the loan. We paid back like $4,000 of the loan this episode. So we are doing very well in our cash. Checking out some of the new rides that are available here to us, and we'll get building on some of those in the coming up episodes. Again, I don't know how many episodes this series will be. I don't know if I'll try to speed it up, but things are going well right now. Anyways, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next episode.